Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for purchasing my book, How to Be a Drag Queen. I am honored, excited for you to begin your drag journey, but also that you entrusted me to be your guide into the fabulous world of drag. And so I just wanted to drop this quick best practice video when it comes to your book. There's a lot of information in here. And so I just kind of wanted to give you a quick heads up on if I was reading the book and doing this for the first time, how I would do it. So the first thing is while you're waiting for your book to arrive in the mail, I highly recommend you going into your bonuses, and that link will be sent to you along with a password in your email. Go to the bonuses and watch one of the bonus videos at the very bottom of the page, how to start anything. In there, I talk about how I got started in drag, how I got started writing and as a creative entrepreneur, but really what I want you to pay attention to are the tips and tricks on how to get your mindset ready to get started into this journey. After you watch that and kind of get your mind right and set into how you're going to start and with intention, I want you to go in and download your free PDF version of my first book, Faux Queens. And I want you to kind of just skim through it, but what I really want you to read and what I think will really help you in your journey into this book is chapter 3, which is this right here, The Faux Queen, an absolutely fabulous and flawless, uncustomary world of drag. In this, I kind of give the theory and create the context within drag for female drag queens. And I think that this really lays a solid foundation for the why and the what and the who of what you're about to get into. And even if you're not a cis, adfab, or female identified drag queen, this is still a great chapter so you can kind of get into where my brain is at and where it has been in this whole entire journey. And, continue on into the profiles, because these are really, for me, let me see right here, the 3 pioneers of female drag queens. So those are the 2 things that I really want you to look at and watch while you are waiting for the book to arrive. What I also want you to do before the book arrives is to set a clear date of when you are going to present and perform drag and share it with the world publicly for the first time. Now, you'll also have to choose your platform. Are you going to go out and drag tipping for the first time? Are you going to create a fabulous video and post it on YouTube? So what I want you to do before you get the book and before you go dive deep into that is I want you to set a date that you are going to announce and declare and become the queen that you are publicly, and also choose the medium. So if I was first starting out, I would say, okay, on July 4th, Independence Day, I'm going to claim my drag independence and I'm going to go out for the first time in drag using all these tips, tipping and be my flawless self, and I'm going to announce it to the world in a club. Or I'm going to post my first intro into the drag world on YouTube or go Facebook Live in drag. Whatever it is, just set a date and set a medium. So I want you to do all that before the book comes. So when the book arrives, I kind of want you to keep that same mentality of setting a date and setting a plan to go through the book. Your end date, so let's say July 4th, that is the goal. That's the ultimate goal. So everything in this book and the work in this book needs to align and keep you stepping towards the ultimate goal of presenting your drag self publicly. And so when you get the book, I want you to sit down, read the introduction, look over the table of contents, and kind of get an idea of what you're going to be doing. The beauty of this book is that this is not just a book. It is also a workbook. So download the PDF, print it out, have that workbook alongside this book while you're going through the chapters. And I mean, you can write in your book. This is the proof of my book. And I write all over my books because I like to make them mine. But if you don't, then print off that workbook and have it side by side. And what I really want you to focus on is the drag work and the drag caps and the where you should be now at the end of each of the sections. Those are the most important things, because that is where you're going to take everything that you're reading and you're going to implement it into your life. Super important. Do the drag work, implement it in your life, get it going so that way you can take your drag self out on the town or on YouTube on the date that you set. The other thing that I wanted to say is take your time going through the drag work. Like, I know that you have your end goal, but some of these things really require a little bit of thinking and a little bit of diving deep into who you were, as a kid or what you loved. And I really want you to take your time with this because you'll discover so many other things other than just your drag self and some of these exercises. And that's kind of what I love about it. And the last tip that I want to give you is, as you're reading the book, you see all the bonuses. It's crazy. There's so many bonuses. I just wanted you to get a 365-degree experience of drag from not just the book, but from seeing it and hearing from other people. Drag is such a hands-on art that I really wanted to create this experience of you being like surrounded by all things drag while you're reading this book. So my suggestion is whenever you get to a page in the book, so let's say we're going to page 18 in the book, and I mention in my first book, which is the Skyy, and you have, I wrote about my shoe obsession and how it came full circle. And it says, you can check out the essay in the book. So what I would do is I would stop reading and I would go over here and read that essay as this first, I don't know, can you see it? Sorry, my lighting is kind of weird. Okay, so it's this first chapter 1, this italicized work right here. I would read that before moving on to the next section or chapter, because I designed the book to integrate with the bonuses and deepen and really solidify what you are learning in here. I created it to work in tandem with each other. So that's one example. So let's also look at on page 105 in the chapter that says your drag name. God, this lighting, sorry. And then also on page 119 in the chapter of your drag mug, I talk about this podcast where I interview Venus Envy. And in it, we talk about her changing her name because Venus Envy wasn't her original drag name. And we also talk about painting and finding, your own drag mug and your signature drag mug. And so I would stop, where it says listen to the podcast and actually listen to the podcast and let that information soak in and deepen what you are reading and help you create your name and your drag mug. And I would stop there and do the work and find a way to make this book and this experience yours by integrating the bonuses that I've collected and curated for you, but also, the books and the lessons and the drag work in here. You will find your own way. This was just, I wanted to give you the way that if I was approaching this book for the first time, how I would do it. And so that's it. I hope that is super helpful. And if you have any questions, please email me at Brandi@brandiamaraSkyy.com. I am here for you on this journey. And please, when you do finally go out in drag for the first time, whether it's YouTube, whether it is tipping, please, 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 please take a picture, post it up on Instagram or Facebook and hashtag how to be a drag queen and email it to me, because I really want to start a beautiful collection of all these fierce drag artists. And I also want to be able to highlight you. If you took the time to do the work and be the best damn drag artist, queen, king, whatever you can be, I want to celebrate you and your journey. I love you so much. Enjoy the book. Let me know if you have any questions. Go forth, be the slay you wish to see flawlessly. I love you.